What's up, people? Got a battle here for you all. And yeah, it's just a UU battle against a person by the name of TheGreatGengar. And yeah, before the battle, I got a little bit of story time for you people. So yesterday I was on PO, went on Smogon, and there I found ProPokenoob. If you don't know who he is, he's another person that uploads PO battles. He's a great narrator, great battler, and all-around great person. So yeah, I asked him for some battles. We played OU. I ended up getting destroyed because I was so nervous, and it's been like a few months since I've played OU. Then we played some UU. Our first match, I ended up getting toxic stalled by a Sableye. It was just horrible. And our final match of the evening, it was more UU. I rebuilt my old team, and it was just a really great match. Yeah, you guys will probably get to see that match a little bit later on, just because I have some other matches that I want to show, and might as well just save the best for last, right? So yeah, anyways, let's get to the battle. Okay, so I lead with my Swampert, predicting my opponent to lead with his Darmanitan, and he does. He's going to go for the U-turn right off the bat, as I just go for the Scald, predicting the Xawtute to come in. And yeah, the Scald does a decent amount, but, well, not really. I was just really hoping for the burn, but I don't get it, sadly. So now I switch out here in my Rose Raid, kind of maybe expecting a Toxic or something. But he goes for the U-turn, and he goes into his Darmanitan. And here I predict him to go for the U-turn, because I know I could live one U-turn. But he goes right for the Flare Blitz, gets a useless crit, and because of that over-prediction, I'm going to lose my Rose Raid right off the bat. So now I bring in my Swampert, and I'm going to set up, or no, I go for the Scald. Just to maybe burn the Xawtute on the switch in, but he brings in Heracross, and that gets burned. So I don't want to take a close combat with my Pert, so I bring in my Hitmontop for the Intimidate, and I get the Intimidate, and he's going to go for the close combat, and it does way too much, which definitely tells me he is banded, and he did tell me after the battle that it was banded. So I go for a Sucker Punch here just to get off a little bit more damage, but he brings in his Xawtute, and yeah, so I'm going to go for another Sucker Punch. I'm kind of expecting maybe a Nightshade or something, and yeah, he does go for it, and I take him out with the Sucker Punch. So yeah, so right now it's looking pretty bad for me because it's 4-6. But now I'm bringing my Mismagius. I'm gonna set up a substitute, predicting the switch as he ends up going for the T-Wave. I luckily avoid that, and now I can pretty much take this thing out with a Shadow Ball, and that's exactly what I do. So now it's 4-5. So yeah, things are starting to look good for me. So yeah, and I bring this in Pert. I'm just going to see how much a Shadow Ball will do. It does a decent amount, but he's going to take out my sub with a Waterfall. I know I can't stay in because the Waterfall will take out my Mismagius, so I'm going to switch out here in my own Pert as he ends up going for the Waterfall. I'm going to take that very well, and I think he takes this opportunity to switch out as I just go for my Stealth Rocks. So he brings in Rotom Cut, and right here I predict him to go for the Volt Switch, but seeing as how my misprediction cost me earlier in the match, I decided just to play it safe as he does go for the Volt Switch, and I was just so annoyed right there because I predicted that Volt Switch. But oh well, what can you do? Now he brings in Darmanitan. I'm going to switch out into my Pert, predicting maybe a Flare Blitz or like Superpower or something, or Earthquake maybe. He goes for the Earthquake. Now I'm going to switch out into my Mismagius because I know Mismagius can avoid the Earthquake. So I switch out to my Mismagius, and he brings in Rotom Cut, and I'm thinking that this thing might also be Scarfed, so I switch out into my Pert again, predicting the Volt Switch as he ends up going for it. So now I'm going to go for a Scald. No, I go for the Earthquake, predicting the Heracross or the Swampert. So go for the Earthquake, get a crit, very unfortunate, but oh well, what can you do? Hacks is hacks. Anyways, now I know I can take him out with another one, and he goes for his own Earthquake. Doesn't I am a physically bulky Pert, so I go for an Earthquake, take him out, and yeah, that's a dead Pert. So now it's 4-4, and yeah, but he brings in his Azelf, and I'm going to leave Pert in as fodder as he ends up going for a Psychic and takes me out, which is fine. Pert was fodder anyways, and yeah, and I bring him out his Magius, knowing that I can take a Psychic. So he goes for a Psychic, I do live it, and I'm going to take this thing out with a Shadow Ball. So yeah, now he's going to bring in his Darmanitan here, as I end up switching out into my Victini as possible, or yeah, as Death Fodder, and kind of hoping that he was maybe banded so that I can just outspeed with my Mismagius, but he ends up being Scarfed, yeah. So pretty much now I'm going to bring in my Weavile because I know after the recoil he will die to an Ice Shard. So I go for the Ice Shard, take him out, and yeah, so now it's just 2-2, but he still has that Heracross and that Rotom Cut, but Weavile shouldn't have too much of a problem dealing with those guys, so I'm going to switch out into my Mismagius. just to get a little bit more burn damage off as he takes me out with a Mega Horn. And that's fine. Now I can bring in my Weavile and just revenge kill this thing with an Ice Shard. So I go for an Ice Shard to take this thing out, and it does die because of that burn damage. So now he's going to bring in his last, which is his Rotom Cut, and I'm really hoping that this Ice Shard will take it out. So I go for the Ice Shard, and does a kill, and it barely lives with nothing, which is, it's just frustrating. But yeah, after the battle, while I was eating because I got hungry, I decided to calc it real quick on my phone, and it turns out that an Admit Life Orb stabbed Ice Shard on a Rotom Cut. That's a standard choice scarf set. Does between 69.7% to 82.2%, which means I probably got min-max damage hacks there. But oh well, you know, I probably got minimum damage, but oh well, what can you do? Either way, that was a really great game. Hope you all enjoyed. I know I did, and yeah, so peace out. See y'all later.